Welcome. This is Shabi to Uganda Learning, and my name is Nelson. So we are still looking more on place values or of decimals. Okay. So we had looked at a variety of examples concerning place values. So we are on operation of these place values. Okay. So in this operation of place values, we looked at addition and worked out some examples on addition. So in today's lesson, we want to make sure that we handle what we call a subtraction of what? Subtraction of decimals. So we have a variety of example here, and also this is not so hard, as I've been making some operations of addition. So in this lesson, we want to make sure that at least we understand the concepts in subtracting these decimals, which most cases always disturb some of us, or to work out, or even when they give it to you as a mental work, that can you subtract for us 12.3 minus 3.2? Sometimes mental work becomes hard. So here we look at the concepts that they always use, and for us to get the answer. Okay, so now we have an example here. They are able to come up with our answers. This, so they have 8.54 then minus 2.34. so here we should also be able to use our right arrangement, like we said that we should be able to arrange. If we have our 8.54, then we are subtracting our 2.34. So we should be able to make some subtraction. So when you subtract 4 from 4, I should be able to get good. Okay, so also when you subtract our 3 from what? From 3 from 5, or 5 minus 3, we get our 2. Then 2 from 8, we get our. So that becomes our answer. Also here, as you can see, you have to be able to arrange it. We have 160. Then we are going to subtract our what? So when you have 160, that means it is going to be point what? Point something something. Okay. So now when you have our 93, so we shall write our what? Our 93. Then also point, we have 9. So meaning that here we still have zeros. Okay. Now also here we have 0. So now when you subtract this becomes what? This becomes impossible. Okay. 0 minus what? 0 minus this. It becomes what? It becomes impossible. So now what do we do? What do we do? We have to come this side and borrow. So when you borrow from this, okay, we shall be able to borrow from what? From this. But also this one is a 0, so we should be able to borrow from our 6 here. So this remains, we borrow 1, remains 5. This becomes what? 10. So also this becomes what? Becomes 9. Borrow 1. So this now becomes what? Becomes 10. So when we say 10 minus 9, we should be able to remain with our answer as 1. And then 9 minus 3, we get our answer as 6. Remember, this should be a point. Then we have our 9 minus what? Minus 5 minus 9, which is also still impossible. We should be able to borrow 1 again. Becomes 15. So 15 minus 9, we should be able to remain with what? 15 minus 9, we have this. 15 minus 9. Okay, so what do we get here? What do we get? Do we get our answer as what? Should be able to get our answer as 6. Okay, because when you add the 6 plus 9, we get 15. So now here should be able to get our answers what? 6, but here you can see they were able to get 7. So the operation wasn't all that right, because here we had borrowed what? Had borrowed, and this remained 5. So here they subtracted 16 again. Okay, so our answer should be what? Should be this. Right, so that's how we are going to be dealing with subtraction of what? Subtraction of decimals. So let's look at more of these examples, or more of these practice that we need to work out. Okay, so in these practices we are going to do one by one, all of us. So here we have our, this should be our solution. Okay, solution, we have our 29. We are going to subtract it from 6.9. So you arrange them. This is going to be 29. Okay, then this should be 0.00 something. Yeah, then also here we arrange our 6.9. okay, so this should be a 0, and also here should be zeros. Okay, such that when you subtract, this is going to be 8, because this is a 0, you can't subtract it from 9. So we borrow 1, this becomes 10. So here we get our 1. So here we remain with that 8. 8 minus 6 should be able to get our 2. Then this is 0 minus 2, we still get our 2. So here should be what? Should be a point. When we come to our next number, so here we are subtracting. When we come to our next number, which is 73, 73, this should be 0.0 something. So this is also 19.5. So here should be 0. We subtract. Okay, so this should also be, remain with the 2, borrow 1, this becomes 10. 10 minus 5, get 5. Then this is 7, because here we are remaining with the 2 minus 9, impossible. Borrow 1, this becomes 6, so this becomes 12. So 12 minus 9, should be able to get our answer as what? 12 minus 9 should remain with our 3 here. Okay, so now we have our 6 minus 1, which is 5. Here should be a point. So we proceed to another number, which is 12 minus 9.5. Okay, so this should be a 0, and this should be point, also 0. We subtract. We say also this is going to be, here we remain with 1, then this becomes 10, this becomes 5. This is going to be what? 1 minus 9, which is impossible. We borrow 1 from here, here remains 0. Okay, so this becomes 11. 11 minus 9, we get our answers 2. Okay, so this answer should be 2.5. Then the next we should be having ours 166. Then we have our 66.9, meaning here we also have 0.0. Okay, so now here we should be able to subtract. This is a 0 minus 9, impossible. We get 1, here remains 5. So this becomes 10 minus 9, get 1. 5 minus 6, it is impossible. We borrow 1, this also becomes 5. So 15 minus 6, we get our answers what? We get our answers 9. And then also this is also going to be 5 minus 6, impossible. Get this one, we shall also still get our what? 9. Then this should be a point. Okay, so we see that is how we are doing out our numbers. Lastly we have 3.5 then minus 17.6. okay, let's work it out here. We have our answers. We have our last numbers 35.1 minus 17.6. we are subtracting, please. So in subtract 1 from a 6, impossible. You borrow 1 here, remains 4, it becomes 11. So 11 minus 6, we get our answers what? 5. So when you get a 5 here, this becomes 4 minus 7, impossible. You borrow 1 from here, this remains 2, this becomes 14. And then when you say 14 minus what? 14 minus 7, you remain with 7. Then 2 minus 1, you remain with 1. This should be a what? Point. So we have succeeded coming up with our numbers being correct. So that's how we deal with subtraction of decimals. So that is the concept that we can be able to use. The most important is to arrange our numbers according, such that now we can make the operation right. Okay, so I hope this has been able to take on with you very well as our learner. So please be able to check out on our playlist, and I thank you very much for being part of this. Please remind to see you in the next lesson, where we shall be able to handle the division of these decimals. Stay blessed. Nice moment.